The Integra Trans is currently outside of the car right now, and while it's out, we want to go ahead and remove and check the twin disc that's been in there for several years now. Hundreds of passes and a bunch of street driving. Let's go ahead and check to see how it's lived up to the task. So this is pretty good. Right off the bat, the disc closest to the flywheel looks like it has a little bit of wear, but it doesn't look like there's any chunks missing or anything like that. And the splines still look to be completely intact. There's a little bit of smeg, if you would call that, from the buildup of the Loctite that was used before. Now we're going over the floater disc, and you can see that we have had a ton of driving on this. But right off the bat, while there is a lot of witness marks of heat, there is nothing abnormal in the sense of metal lifted nor grooves on the outside. Same goes for this side. There's a little bit more of discoloration on this section right here, but there's nothing crazy. Looks like I had a little bit too much grease placed on the splines when I assembled the transmission onto the engine last time. And there are a few sections where the pad has lowered its friction material more than other spots, but it's very, very minimal compared to all the driving that we've done. Same goes for this side. There is a few sections where there have been some material that started to wear out over the years, but all in all, no real damage per se. And then we go to this top section right here that goes right under the pressure plate. And you can see there is some witness marks of heat and discoloration, but nothing out of the normal. And so far, looks like this pressure plate and twin disc flywheel combination have actually lived up to the task. Like I said, this setup has been in the car for several years now, a bunch of street driving and a lot of pulls and passes. And all in all, I'm pretty happy with this unit, and once it gets cleaned up and re-Loctited, I feel confident putting it back in the car and pairing it to our refreshed dog box transmission. This is somewhat of a crude shot, but you can see that there is the same witness marks of heat on the flywheel surface as there were on the floater disc and the pressure plate riding disc. And that is attributed obviously to a lot of street driving, a lot of riding the clutch when we're launching, etc., but nothing abnormal. So we can go ahead, and now that we've cleaned everything off with some brake cleaner, reassemble this onto the transmission. Obviously, you're going to want to use the proper alignment tool as well as the provided hardware for your application. And in this case, following manufacturer's instructions, we have a small dab of red Loctite into every bolt that will then be tightened in a crisscross fashion to 22 foot-pounds, evenly applying pressure to the flywheel surface and allowing this twin disc assembly to be used on our racing applications moving forward. And I just had to realign that right there, and we're all set, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope this helped.